sorry. There's some issues that need to be handled, but we're back here at the Fourknocks tomb. So I'm waiting for my partner to get back. So what I'm actually gonna do, hi Kathy. So what I'm actually going to do is while I'm waiting for Andy to come back, there is actually a sign in front of the tomb. So I'll kind of zoom in and give everybody a couple of minutes to read. Again, apologies about that. There's something that came up that we were absolutely not expecting, but we will go on with the tour. Okay, so can everybody see that sign? Okay, I think the top half of the sign is actually written in Irish, and then the bottom half is written in English. Okay, so we'll give it about one more minute before we turn the camera around and then actually head inside the tomb. So Andy's back with us. You want to start going over a little bit of the history?
Yeah.
Of the tomb. It's actually called the Fourknocks Passage Tomb, is what it's called.
Yeah. So it's a burial ground, burial tomb it was constructed between 3000 BC and 2500 BC. So it's quite old. You're talking roughly 5,000 years old. So it's not actually aligned with any summer solstice or winter solstice, because the actual entrance faces just off north, about 14 degrees east of north.
Yeah. I'll actually take this out of here so we can turn the camera around. That might be a little bit easier. As you can see, it has amazing views. I can't zoom out any further than that. It's actually surrounded by giant fields on every side. So it's actually pretty amazing. And I'll show you the front of the tomb as well. It's just, it's like so hidden out of the way, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And there's the front of the tomb. That's actually it's a big wrought iron door that opens up that'll actually let you in. I'll kind of walk around.
So the actual burial tomb here was, nobody actually knew anything about it. No one knew of its existence until I think it was the late 1940s, when somebody was actually on a visit to NewGrange, and they happened to mention to one of the archaeologists involved that they knew of three mounds on their family's land, which then led to a gentleman named Mr. Harnett, who was an archaeologist, to
PJ Harnett, wasn't it?
PJ Harnett.
Yeah.
In the 1950s. It was 1950 he began excavation.
We'll go up these stairs.
Fourknocks Passage Tomb, which I believe.
Yeah.
Just get up the hill, which I believe took 2 years.
Yep, there's actually these holes in the ground. They're vents. This is not the original roof that was on the mound. They actually replaced it with concrete. It was thought that originally the roof here was either stones or like animal hide that was held up in the center by a central pole.
So when they excavated and they were reconstructing it, they placed a concrete roof on top, basically just to help preserve everything inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we go inside, we'll be able to see the various carvings on the stones.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. We're actually on top of the mound now. Over there. What's over there?
Over what you're looking at there now would be the Dublin and Wicklow Mountains, straight out in front and down to the right. That's the Dublin Mountains and the Wicklow Mountains then.
Yeah.
So that'd be over the far side of the mountains would be Wicklow and Blessington.
Yeah, I'll come over to the other side and walk around. I wish this had like a really wide angle zoom. Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah. And this is actually facing towards the front. The sign down there is where we started.
So the actual NewGrange complex would be located roughly in that direction. So NewGrange, the entrance to NewGrange is actually aligned to this Passage Tombs. So if you look out from the entrance of NewGrange, as the crow flies, you'll be looking directly at this mound. Although you have hills and stuff in the way, so they were never actually visible to each other. But it actually, from the entrance of NewGrange, it actually points directly to here. Although the entrance of this tomb doesn't point back to NewGrange, it points up towards the rising point of a star constellation called Cygnus, which is the swan, which is known as the swan star.
Yep, if we actually look over here, I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but right here you'll see a tiny little placard. You might not be able to see it that well, but there's a tiny little placard. There's actually two more tombs over there, but there's no public access to it, unfortunately. But you can see, like you can see here, people will get under the fence and they'll go through, and they've made a trail, but it's not really advised because it's kind of ruining the farmer's field.
That's all private property, so there's no actual public access.
Yep. Okay. Let me put this back in the gimbal, and then we'll go inside. All right. Oh, that's why, because it was locked. Okay, there we go. Now let's walk down.
I'll just hop in front.
Yep.
Don't mean to block the view on anyone, but it's quite steep, and
yeah,
the stones can be a little bit slippery.
There we go. Okay. Now I don't know if you can see. I'll see if I can show the little placard. I don't think you can see it any better, but yeah, it's too far away still. Ooh. Sorry about that. My gimbal just kind of got angry with me.
Going to swing back around just over to where that cluster of trees.
Yep.
So if you can see that cluster of trees that you can see there, that's the second burial tomb, or the second mound of this complex. Unfortunately, it has never been actually excavated. So
neither one of those have.
No, so the center's all collapsed in. But there's some speculation that some of the actual cremations would have been carried out in that tomb or in that mound, and then the remains will be brought over for burial in this tomb.
Yeah. Okay, we'll slowly pan over just to kind of get a good picture of the front again. Yep, and then he's went ahead and opened the door already. And here we go. Now this is a very, very heavy door. There used to be up on top here, there was a giant stone. It was beautiful. It has a bunch of carvings on it. They actually took it inside to preserve the markings on it, because people have been known to come out here and take stones. So I think that was their way of, trying to preserve the history of the stones. So let's go inside. You have to duck because it's quite a short entrance. Oh, and it's all rock and gravel. Oh, I gotta be careful not to hit my head. I'm gonna grab the light. And we actually brought a light with us, so you'll be able to see the inside much better. Okay. There is a stone here. I don't know if everybody can see that or not. But most of the stones in here are beautifully carved like this. There are chevrons and diamond lozenges, and there's one stone in here that is believed to be, people think it looks like a smiley face. So here he comes with the light. There we go. Yep. And this is the inside of the Fourknocks Passage Tomb. Now up here on the ceiling, this is not the original ceiling. They said it was replaced with concrete. But when they replaced it, they did a really good job. On bright sunny days, you'll see like right there and right there, there are light slits put in there to let natural light come in, so it's easier. A lot of those holes will actually illuminate. There are 3 of these. Would be a nice postcard. So there are actually 3 of those. I'll pan around and show you. And it is believed that these 3 spots is where they would actually have the remains or store the remains. Actually come around to the other. Yep. And then you can see the chevrons and the lozenges carved into the stones. If I can get closer. Can everybody see that okay?
So it's believed that this design on the stone is like a representation of, say, star signs and like star systems.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Can't see a stitch.
So then, when they actually excavated the tomb, there was a total of, there was roughly 60, the remains of 60 people that had been buried here.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I believe, 20 bodies, or 20 remains were actually of children, and the rest were all of adults. So some remains had been fully cremated, and others, they were only partially cremated. They also found pottery, jewel beads, and kind of like hairpins made from antlers. They're all decoratively carved. And all the remains and any of the artifacts were all brought to the National Museum of Ireland.
Yep. I can get a good spot of the ceiling. So I can zoom out. Oh, well, let me zoom out any farther than that. Yep, I'll actually show you the stone over here. I believe this is the stone that looks like a human smiley face. Can everybody see that okay? I believe this was the first.
It's, as far as I know, it's the only representation of a human face found in any of the burial tombs in Ireland. So that includes NewGrange, Naul, Doubt, Hill of Tara, any of the kind of archaeological
Finds.
sites and finds of this era. this is the kind of only representation of a human face.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is believed that this tomb is actually older than NewGrange. So they're thinking between 3000 and 2500 BC, which is quite a bit older than NewGrange, which we will actually do a tour of NewGrange at one point and get on the inside. Get out of the light. So this is the Fourknocks tomb. And is anybody wanting any specific postcards or any specific photos that they want me to go back to? I know there's, they cleared out the inside because, well, I believe all of the remains are actually in a box in the National Museum. But the reason that they locked the door is because people were coming in here and taking stones for souvenirs.
Which you can kind of see from that angle there. You can see there's kind of a depression in the stone wall, where unfortunately people have decided that they want to take souvenirs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just a little tidbit fact, in all of the cruciform burial tombs, which this would be one of, it obviously has your entrance passage and then your 3 recesses. For some reason, the recess to the west, which would be to the right hand side here, that recess in all the burial tombs is always deeper than the other 2. We don't know why. It's, for some reason, it goes further back.
Yep. And I have added, we come out here yesterday because we weren't sure how well the signal was going to hold up because it is underground with a concrete roof. So we actually took a bunch of pictures yesterday and I've uploaded them to the chat. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was.